chats in order. All right, there we go. What is good, y'all? What's good, y'all? This chat window is such a pain in my butt sometimes. All right, now I think we're ready to cook. Keep bumping this. Let me move this cable back over here. What's up, Flag? Thank you for liking the chat. What's up, Bob Ditto? How are you? Welcome back. I will let you know if you're in the vertical chat. We are also doing a horizontal chat. You're on a horizontal chat, and we're also in the vertical. What's up? Hello, just here real quick because I'm busy. Well, Pro, thanks for stopping in and saying hello. How is everyone doing today? We're going to do a little bit of drawing. You know how we do here. Just going to get our hands warmed up a little bit. Oh, y'all been? I hear you, Meow Man, asking for some more food, but sorry, buddy, you've already had your can of food today. All right, I'm gonna get warmed up too. We're just getting warmed up. So that's my excuse. I think it's very important when you're drawing to have excuses because that's how you allow yourself to keep going, you know? So, if it doesn't look good right now, it's because I'm not warmed up yet. If it doesn't look good later, that's because I didn't want it to look good. Just want to have a little bit of fun. Sometimes, if I get too concerned how wonderful things are, I lose sight of what's important. And what's important is having a nice experience. Hey, what's up, Nami? How are you? What's been up? Bob Detto, good to hear that you're doing well. Doing anything creative? What you been, any new pop culture things? Any new shows? Any new music? What's everybody been into and been up to? Thank you for being here with me while I'm drawing. Okay. So we're just going to be flipping through some, honestly, I'm just looking through like thumbnails. This arm does not quite look long enough, does it? Okay, and then something like that. Oh, no, I mean, bro, I thought the black wrinkles at the top of the screen was more cracks in my phone. Panning note. Three dots implies that something not okay recently occurred. Ellipsis. Yeah, what's going on? Nami, you want to talk about it? Are the black wrinkles you're seeing, is it my t-shirt? What are you seeing? Yeah, I'm doing well, Bob Detto. Thank you for asking. Let's see what else we got. Look, we got a good fella here. I like this. Try that here. Something like that. Something like that. And I will remind you that, we want a expressive kind of like, not quite abstract fully, but like abstraction. We'll be using a little bit of abstraction And we'll be using the abstraction so we can focus on, you know, having a nice time a little bit. So sometimes I like to think that if you stack your quote unquote mistakes, stack your mistakes inside your drawing, that those mistakes might pan out to be like a particular style maybe that you're defining. And like another thing is like not deciding whether the decisions I've made are working quite yet, but like maybe that's something I can be concerned with later when I'm flipping through my sketchbook. Is that me? Is that me in the drawing? What's up, Lone Star? I'm fine. Final exams. Woof. Imya, Imya, what's up? What's up, Jennifer? Country ball jump scare. Oh my god, I had a flashback to my brother's peas when I was younger. Alright, so let's find some shadows here. See if that helps define some of this string. Okay, something like that. I'm killing this particular marker. Definitely is hating me at this point. I guess that's okay. Let's keep cooking. Let's see what else we got. I'm just drawing from thumbnails today. I just Googled or in YouTube's. I searched up live jazz blues, and I'm just looking at thumbnails and seeing if anything inspires kind of like me to start a drawing. And that's what we're doing. And I found something real quick here. And then we're just trying to see that thing when really great gesture artists will kind of just like draw through their other sketches and like really pull together something cool. So that's what we're gonna try to do here. Yeah. See if I can find some of this. Yeah, I'm in the car. I just got home from a massive shopping spree. Well, that sounds awesome. Country, but all good, Nami. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Thank you, Flag, and subscribe if you could. Seen a tall, pale man in the corner of my room. Should I be concerned? Uh, my coochie's hairy. I would be concerned. That sounds like something to be concerned about. Quite honestly, very concerning. uh, I'm in the car. Mayhaps Michael. Well, he keeps staring at me. Gotta go. I'll be right back. See ya, Imya. What kind of art is this? This is gesture drawings. Let's call it expressive gesture drawing. So, like, the idea is not like to draw realistically necessarily. The idea is just to kind of draw like expressively, like real as fast as you can, sort of. And I mean, you don't have to do it as fast as you can, but generally this kind of drawing, um, they encourage you to have a time frame, so it forces you to draw kind of fast, and the time frame will force you to make some decisions maybe that you wouldn't make if you had like as much time as you wanted. And some of those decisions, I think, kind of start to create a style. I'm sure you're kind of seeing here. And the magic here or the discipline is like you you start to get this voice inside of your head as you're drawing that tells you, hey, slow down, or that's not good enough, or you could do this better. And when you're doing this kind of art, you kind of have to learn to quiet that part of your the voice in your head that's like telling you, hey, that's not good enough, you should try that again. uh Start over, turn the page. But part of this drawing style, instead of spending your time being critical of the decisions you're making, um you're being critical of that voice in your head instead. And you're telling that voice, hey, chill, I'm in the middle of something. And that voice is going to say, hey, that's not good enough. That's not right. Start over. I don't like that line. The voice in your head is going to say so many different things. And over time, you get better at asking that voice kind of nicely to kind of like take a back seat. I'm in the middle of something, and that kind of talk is not what I'm looking for right now, but maybe tomorrow that kind of talk will be important. But instead of spending my time concentrating on drawing something perfectly, I'm concentrating on the self-talk inside my mind, you know, and it gives me a new critical place to focus. So instead of focusing on how great it is, I'm focusing on silencing that voice, and before you know it, the drawing is done, you know? Let me look at the chat. Similar to contour line. Exactly. It's just a kind of contour line drawing. Contour line drawing implies that you're only drawing the outside of the subject. An expressive gesture drawing means you're kind of trying to capture the figure as a whole as quickly as possible. But contour drawing and like expressive gesture drawing or are two sides of the same coin. Uh, banana. Would you like me to draw a banana, Harry? Hey, what's up, KG? Welcome back. Also, you finished your video for that assignment, and because I finished it early, well, congratulations, Flag. I'm very proud of you. Extra credit, amazing. Is this the literature thing you were talking about, where you had to create the book trailer? Did you post it in the Discord? Are you using pen and water? Yes, I'm just using this pen right here. If you use these certain kind of pens, doesn't have to be this exact one, but I'm using a Uniball Vision Elite is my favorite kind of pen. Um, but if you dip your paintbrush in water before it dries, you can kind of get it to smear around like watercolor. Yep, Flag is right. Um, okay, well, I want to see it. Sounds exciting. Oh, the internet. Flag, could you hop on over to my YouTube channel and look at the new thumbnails I've been working on and tell me? I've started dialing it back, but some of them are like, I think, a little too overboard. But I'm just trying some stuff. It would be nice to get some feedback, maybe. You know how wonderful you are with that kind of stuff. All right, so what if we want to keep doing jazz musicians, or do we want to do just like some regular gesture drawings now? You said dope, I'm gonna try that. What you gonna try? Using the pen in the water? Make sure it's not like a Bic pen. You want to make sure it's like I don't know what it's a Uniball pen. It's not a not like a specialty pen, but it's a different kind of pen than like a Bic pen. Um, all right, y'all. Sorry, I'm just looking for some kind of references real quick to draw. Okay, these are some good ones I like. All right, this drawing tutorial. Well, kinda. Um, Steeler. It's more like I'll be drawing, right? And what we're talking about is like the thought process more than like how to draw. Like there's so many drawing tutorials. It's more about like understanding art as like a therapy exercise. So like not being concerned with like doing art right, drawing the best stuff, but like am I having a nice time? Is it like resistance free? You know, when you start drawing, your brain does this thing where it starts to criticize you instantly before you even get started. And like I'm doing this kind of gesture abstraction where like trying to convince my brain that it's okay to make mistakes and not to be too critical. And like that's kind of the tutorial sort of is like, you know, as soon as I start this drawing, my brain says, "Oop, you made a mistake. That's not quite right. Maybe start over," you know? And I think everybody's brain does that. But instead of starting over, instead of fixing things, I'm just going to keep moving forward as a technique, you know? And I'm like trying to constantly talk to myself inside my brain saying, "Hey, voice that keeps telling me I've messed up or this isn't perfect. Thank you for noticing, but I got a different plan today, you know?" I'm like practicing that kind of self-talk and I like try to talk about that out loud while I'm drawing and hoping that, you know, y'all can pick that up. And that kind of self-talk, you know, allowing yourself to understand that your brain is going to speak critically and you can also like negotiate with that voice in your head. It's not just a important part of art, but maybe like an important part of like just life in general, you know? And also like I'm not controlling the drawing so much as like just kind of letting it kind of exist. And I think that in itself takes some practice, you know? So every time I draw a line that maybe I don't like, um I'm like constantly talking to myself inside my mind saying, "Hey, remember, we're doing a certain kind of drawing where we're expressing ourselves and kind of getting stress off of our back." And if you spend time stressing while you're making art, um, you know, it might take away some of the fun. So my goal here is to have fun first, worry about whether it's a good drawing or not. Maybe tomorrow if I even feel like it, or maybe I'll just turn the page and just forget, you know? The art style. My teachers do it. So it's about how to do more about you should be feeling when you do art, and you should enjoy it more than making good art. So having to make good art, that's great, but great job. Exactly, Flag. The art is lackluster, then it's only because you had fun. Yeah, not only that, but bad art is equals good learning. You know, if you make bad art, like you can look at that art and know what's gonna make good art in the future. And instead of looking at it as bad art, you just look at it as art you use to learn from, And I think that's what you're doing, a bad drawing or even a bad day or a bad interaction or bad decisions you might make in your life or the bad drawing, bad day is a good lesson, you know? And and if you're not out there scribbling around and making decisions, how are you supposed to learn, And I think a lot of times you might end up with having a bad day and not sure what to do. Fifi McGee, you only make bad decisions? That's my kind of people. I didn't see you over there in the horizontal chat. I'll remind you, Fee, we're also doing a horizontal chat over, I mean, horizontal chat over here on YouTube and a vertical chat. But yeah, life is all about making bad decisions, huh, Fee? How are you? It's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. Man, we got Flag and Fifi McGee in the chat at the same time. You been doing any new tattoos? Have you seen them? I got some new tattoos. I don't know how many of these you've seen. Well, you might not. Oh, you'll see them. They'll end up being here. Uh, how you been, Fee? What's been up? How you been? Oh, okay. Tell you what, sometimes it's tough to draw a really great butt. Maybe I just need work. uh, Butts are hard. Do you have tips for beginners? I'm new. Yeah, I have sure. I think do you I if I were you, I would how much of a beginner are you, Steeler? What kind of art do you do? Do you draw? Do you paint? Are you on a computer? What is your what is the medium of choice? Or have you even figured that out yet? Like how much of a beginner are you? Mm-mm-mm-mm. But my first tip would just be to get a pencil and a piece of paper or a pen and just start um looking at things around you and drawing them badly. That's the best tip I could give you is to just start drawing everything you can and just draw it bad. Don't set out to draw realistic or wonderful. Set out to go through an entire sketchbook of just bad drawings. Well, you'll be surprised at how fast those bad drawings become good drawings. Been busy, me for real. Tattoo, some stuff you can post in the Discord feed. Uh, so great tip. I'm a natural at that. You draw on your phone, Steeler? Do you have an app that you draw on? Mhm. But I also would encourage you like a pencil and a sheet of paper or even a napkin or anything like that or a pen. Your phone could be great though. But I like to like grab something in the real world, IRL. Probably gotta do a little more on my line work first. Yeah, would love to see it, Fee. It's nice to have you in the chat, Fee. I hope you're well. Thanks again for all the help you've given me. And thanks for taking a second to come hang out with me. It's always lovely to have you around. I appreciate you. Do you think this is dry yet? Thank y'all, everybody, for giving Steeler some advice in the chat. That's awesome of y'all. What a great community. I appreciate y'all giving him really wonderful feedback. Y'all are being really kind. That's very cool. Very cool. All right, so let's look through the sketchbook a little bit. If you're just joining us, do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. So check it out. The way I draw is an expressive way, and I want to remind you that art's not just about drawing pretty pictures. Like, I want you to, consider that sometimes you might have a bad day and not know what to do with the feelings. And, sometimes you have feelings you're not sure what to do with and you're not having a bad day, We end up with all these conflicts in our lives from time to time. And sometimes you can take that negative energy. You can take that bad day. You can take any kind of negativity from work or job. Maybe you got some kind of conflict from your wife or your boyfriend or work or whatever it is. Maybe you got in trouble with your parents or school or your children. But you have this amazing opportunity to take an ink pen or a pencil and a sheet of paper and just sit down for a moment with yourself and your thoughts and write a story about that conflict or that bad day you're dealing with, draw a picture about that bad day you're dealing with, write a novel, go dance, go jog. There's a million ways that you can creatively express yourself, and that's healthy. And I want to remind you to take some time for yourself when you need it to express yourself through drawing or taking photos or write a story or anything like that. And if that you can spend some time expressing yourself through a piece of art, you're already successful. And it's a domino effect. The more people express themselves, the more other people express themselves. So just want to remind you, if any of you out there listening, if you're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month or a bad year, whatever it is, you're not alone. They have communities like this where you can come hang out, talk about art, you can start drawing. But when you do deal with those conflicts, don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. Art doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to be fulfilling and expressive, make you feel better. Don't let the art stress you out. Use art as a way to get rid of your stress. And in that way, we can all take negative energy and transform it into positive energy. And that's pretty amazing. There's some good pages in this book, I think. That's some good stuff. I think I'm liking the ink and water as much, if not more, than the marker. Like, maybe if I double down, like, what if we double up on some stuff? Like, what if I go back on this? If I can find that thumbnail again. And So this I did it with water and ink. Also, if you haven't heard it recently, any of you listening, um, I love you and I'm proud of you. And the world's a better place because you exist. If you hadn't heard that recently, now you have. And you deserve to hear that. Don't forget that. You know, and we can agree that art doesn't have to be wonderful. It just has to exist. And when art exists, it makes the world better. It makes the world cooler and more exciting just because it exists. You know, and in a way, if you think about it, you know, you're kind of an expressive little piece of art yourself. And in that way, you're just existing and you're making the world a better place. Just like art's existing and making the world a better place. Um, you're doing the same thing, you know? So just by existing, art makes the world better. And you and I are the same way. Just by existing, we're like making the world a better place. We didn't have to do anything fancy. We just had to be ourselves creatively, expressively. We're adding, you know, to the magic in the world. And I think there's magic in the world in places, and it reveals itself. It reveals itself to us through art and creativity and self-expression. You know, so if you're feeling bad or you're looking for something in life, maybe it's in a drawing, and maybe it's a drawing that looks bad. Maybe the answer is in a bad looking drawing. And then when you're done finding that answer, maybe you throw that drawing away. And then you go on and your day's better now. All right, we'll get out of here. I might come back later, but I'm going to ask y'all a question. If physical exercise and jogging makes you physically healthier, when you do art, which is like a creative exercise, you know, art is an exercise, just like jogging is an exercise. Jogging makes you physically healthy. What kind of health does art make you? Art be stressing me out, Gabriel. Well, Fee McGee, when you're talking about your tattoos, I bet you that art do be stressing you out. But maybe Fee, the answer is to like scribble on some paper and not do a tattoo necessarily, and just kind of take a moment to express yourself. Uh, okay, hold up. Let's talk to Steeler about this for a second. Are y'all hanging out here? Steeler, I want to talk to you. When you said, "What do you think about AI?" And I can explain exactly how I feel about AI art. We're gonna flip through some of my sketches. Look, some of the chat. One time they requested me draw a doggy. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back, kitty girl. Steeler. So, are you there with me? I want to talk to you about AI art. I think it's important. I think it's a good question. Uh, let me know you're here with me, Steeler. Uh-oh. See, we got a little bit of a disruption in our stream. So just let me know when you are back. Just flipping through my sketchbook here. All right, give it a second. See if we. You're disrupting. Yes. Kind of. I don't know. You're not disrupting unless you're the one that's. Have you hacked me, Fifi? Did you make my. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking at some. Looking at my internet acting funny. Give me a second, and I'll be right back. So, Steeler, here's what I feel. Pay me B McGee, I couldn't figure out how to pay you five Bitcoin if I had to. I give you a high five. Sorry, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties here on my stream. Yeah, I mean, all those things are what's flagged. Okay, so here's what I would say. Okay, I think we're gonna have to stop. Feed McGee. I know you hate the YouTubes, but you might have to come over to the YouTubes. I can't figure out what's going on with our stream here. All right, Steelers. Here's my opinion on AI. Okay. I can't tell if y'all are still with me because the connection went bad. And I didn't get to talk to Steeler about my opinion. What's up, anime nerd? All right, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. I appreciate you being here. If you are still with us, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna stop the stream here because we're having some technical difficulties. But I'll try to stream again later. Nami, Umya, Flag, Steeler, if you can hear me, anime nerd, please subscribe to the channel. We'd like to see y'all here again.